Hello. Sometimes we are in a situation that we say to ourselves, we are in such a place that how can we get back on track? How can we get back on the path? Well, our sages tells us that that feeling is actually worse and greater problem than the sin itself. There's a very powerful message that we can learn from the Megillah. There's a very interesting king named Ahasuerus. He's making a party. The party has meat, wine, all type of wines from everywhere in the world. Everybody's invited, the Jews as well. And everything is kosher, of course, but there's one problem. It does not meet the standards of the spiritual values of the Jewish people. The Jews enjoying the party, and right there, because of that, God is saying, Hashem saying, listen guys, that's not the way it should be done. And Hashem is making a decree on the Jewish people, God forbid, to annihilate them. At that spot, at that moment, something crazy happens. Ahasuerus calls Vashti to come in front of everybody, of course in an embarrassing way. And Vashti says no, and Ahasuerus kills Vashti, and then the miracle starts. Says the Khatam Sofer, in the party, exactly where the Jews sin, that's where the miracle starts. Just because of that, the king is looking for a new queen, and then Esther coming in the picture, and that's how the miracle begins. This is crazy, says the Khatam Sofer. In the middle of the sin, God is creating the miracle? Yes, says the Khatam Sofer. But in the Gemara, ben kach uben kach banahem. Does not matter where and what level you are. You are always my son, you are always my child, and remember that. Says the Khatam Sofer, that is the connection, the relationship between us and God. There's a very interesting correlation between Esther and other lady of the name of Rachav. As we know, there's 4 ladies that was the most prettiest ladies in the world, which is Esther, Rachav, Sarah, and Abigail. What's the correlation? The Navi says Rachav was a very unrespectful lady, a prostitute. And the Navi says that Yehoshua was trying to hide his soldiers by someone. And Rachav welcomed them in her house. Yehoshua promised her, because of that, I'll save your family and you, of course. The Gemara says later on that Yehoshua married her after she converted to Judaism. The question to be asked, what is it? Come on. Yehoshua, he is the second leader, the second biggest leader ever Jewish people had, and that's who he's marrying. Maybe it's a little embarrassing to say who he is marrying. The answer is no. It comes to show that even in the lowest place, you can always get back on track and get to the highest level of marrying the second leader of the Jewish people. That's a huge message. The message is that if a non-Jewish person gets like that to such a high level, think about it. If it's our father, as a Jewish kids of our father, and we can understand that we can get back on track from the love that we have to him, that's a huge understanding and a powerful message, how he's always our father and we are always his kids. Rav Yitzchak Kutner, in a book named Pachad Yitzchak, says that's what it means. Sheva ipol tzadik v'kam. Tzadik will fall 7 times before he will stand up again. The idea is, in order to get up, you gotta fall 7 times. That's part of it. That's what it is. Because we are his kids. It's just like, you have a kid that sometimes does not go on the path, but you're always gonna love him. It does not matter what. He's always gonna be your son, your daughter, because that's the way the world is built. So that's the same thing with our connection with God. So we should remember that it does not matter what level and what place we are, we always can get back on track to the highest point again. See you next time.